Welcome back, everybody. We are in a new location, otherwise known as my Whatnot studio. For those of you that have watched a few auctions, you might recognize the space. It's been below zero every day this week here, so I decided to move the tool haul indoors. Might make a permanent location somewhere in my basement for the future, but today it's going to be here. This box contains 3 different lots that I won on auction. The total to the door is $250.73. So let's take a look. And just a heads up for any of you stalkers out there, that's not a real license plate. Okay, first thing up here, I believe is just a number 1 Phillips screwdriver, but I'm a little thrown off by this part number. SDSP31 is pretty normal, but the IR after it is a little strange. And then under here it says number 1 ACR. I'm not familiar with those markings on screwdrivers with the IR or the ACR. If anyone has information on that, please let me know. But otherwise, it's just a number 1 Phillips screwdriver. Next up, we have a 1/2 inch by 3/4 adapter. This is one of the non-impact adapters. Just has the industrial finish. Then we have the Snap-on AW9K. This is a 10-piece hex wrench set. It's got some initials there. And the next one out of the box is a little black hard handle flat tip screwdriver. Tip seems to be in very good shape. The old handle is a little bit worn, but still very usable. Next we have something I've always liked. This is a clear handle screwdriver. It's listed as a number 1. I believe it's considered a number 0, but maybe in the smaller versions of the screwdrivers, the micro screwdrivers, this is considered number 1 in micro. Otherwise, I would consider this a number 0. It's got a little pocket clip, but neat little screwdriver. I always like the look of the clear handle. Then we have an S8695A. I believe this is going to be for a 4-wheel drive hub. I'm pretty sure that's what that's going to be for. 1/2 inch drive. And then we got this little mystery box. It's a YA269. YA is usually a Blue Point part number, I think. Not sure what's in here just yet. Well, it's a little tire pressure gauge. It's actually digital. Gold detail, or brass or bronze or something. I would guess to replace the batteries, I just screw off this end cap. That's kind of cool. Next we have this old logo 6-inch steel rule. Next up we have a 3/8 ratcheting adapter. Some people will say this is for a breaker bar. Some people will claim it's for a beam style torque wrench. So, I don't know. Not sure the original purpose, but I suppose could be used for either. Next thing out of the box is an SSD8, which is going to be an 8-inch long shank flat tip screwdriver. Tip's in pretty good shape. Handle's in pretty good shape. And then we have a 7/16 by 1/2 inch double box offset 12-point wrench. And the next item up is a little, what size is 3/32? Yeah, 3/32. 3/32 little pin punch. Then we have a very small 3/16 little angled wrench. This is probably from their midget kit, little ignition kit or something like that. Very tiny little wrench. In good shape though. And here's an even smaller one. This is a 5/32. I think somebody put 3 little dots on there to mark it. Because, you know, everyone's asking to borrow the 5/32, so you got to make sure it comes back. Next up, we have this PJ10 pliers. Now, initially, I thought this was going to be a snap ring pliers. I think it could still be a snap ring pliers. It may be more of a specialty one, though, for maybe like one inside of a transmission or something like that. Usually on the snap ring pliers I've seen, the end is a little bit, about twice as wide on the very end as this one is. So I don't know if this is just a general snap ring pliers or if it's maybe made for servicing a certain part. Next up, we have this little ball hex on a flex shaft screwdriver. So it's with an 18 part number, I'm going to guess that's a 1/8. Then we have this B1416, this little brake spoon. It's in pretty good shape. A lot of times these are pretty beat up. A lot of the chrome is usually chipped off of these. This one's still got half the sticker on that it came with originally. Next we have this E8 inverted torque socket. 1/4" drive. And then we have a 7/16 deep 6.3" drive. The tools I've showed you so far cover about half of the money I spent on the 3 lots. Most of the money is in the last lot that's coming up. This is a number 2 hard handle stubby. Looks like it could be cleaned up a little bit, but otherwise it seems to be in good shape. Got a little tattoo there, it looks like. It's got the double-sided tattoo, just in case one wears off. Next we have a TM10. This is a 1/4" drive breaker bar. I'm gonna guess it didn't have the hanger hole originally, so somebody drilled that out. It's got quite a bit of chrome chip. Pictures weren't the best on this lot, so took a bit of a gamble. Probably overpaid a little bit, but we'll see. Next we have a very old logo, 3/8 drive extension. I'd say it's about an 8" long extension. Next one up is one I don't see too often. It's a 3/8 drive breaker bar, but it's got this handle on it that has all these extra grooves. I don't see this handle very often. I'm going to guess they didn't make this handle too many years. Most of the ones I see have this style handle. And I've had a few Caterpillar ratchets and maybe a breaker bar. They've also had this same handle on them. Obviously this one's a Snap-on, and Snap-on does make Caterpillar tools, but I'm going to guess they only made this handle for a couple years. If you know more about that, let me know. This is where you start to take a chance on an auction, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is a little 3/8 drive F710 ratchet. Sounds horrible. You can turn it a little bit both ways, which is not usually a good thing. This thing is almost completely gummed up. Like I can barely get it to shift over. This time I can't get it to shift back over. So it could be something as simple as just needing a really good cleaning. But I'm going to have to take it apart and see what's going on in there. But yeah, it sounds horrible, and I can turn it both ways. So this is one of those things where you take a chance. And if I can clean it up, still a winner. I realize, some people will say, oh, just take it to your rep. Well, I don't have a rep. I don't work in a shop. Send it in. Well, I could try, but I don't always feel the best about doing that because of buying them from auctions, and I don't want to take advantage of the warranty, I guess. Now, on the other hand, this one, although it does have BF or BE or something on it, this one sounds really good. And it switches directions very easy. Sounds good in both directions. And this one is a longer handle. I would say overall on this one is probably around 10 inches. Well, I guess based on the part number, FL710, it is a 10" long. So that one's a winner. Next one up, we have an FXW11. With that W in there, that means it's a wobble. And the wobble end looks a bit worn for sure. It's a little worn. So it's a little more worn than it should be. The detent area looks a little messed up. And the sizes, can tell they're a little worn. I don't see any damage on the back like it would have been used with an impact. So maybe it just was used quite often. And if I didn't mention already, this is an 11" long extension. Next up, we have a Snap-on F4D. This is the Ferret series. So this is an old 3/8 spinner handle, speed handle, speed wrench, whatever you want to call it. And the last item out of the box is an F4MA. And this is a 24" long speed handle. So that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.